Yep, that's me. It didn't start this way. Most problems don't. They start with things you notice, but put off. You make a few small decisions. By the time everyone else notices, it's usually too late to call the right people. Experience matters. Call 1776 Roofing for gutters and filters done right.
Hi, this is Dave Story, small game hunter with Story Termite and Pest. We're a full-service termite and pest control company. From rodents to termites, we can take care of all your pest control needs. Call today, we can tailor a pest control program that will meet your needs and budget. Contact us at 805-460-0650 or at storytermite.com. Remember, we don't have customers, we have friends.
Hey, welcome back to the Morning Brew, guys. Thanks again for tuning in. Make sure you like and subscribe. Tyler Gibson, thanks for following us. And you guys can go to our website, whatsupnorthcounty.com. You can check out all of our sponsors. You can join the newsletter, and you can just write us a chat, and feel free to comment. But we're chatting here with Kelly, the Rebel Bear Atwell, and we're kind of on this whole transplant thing right now, because I'm like, dude, you have been through the muck. But first, let's get to another interesting news fact here coming up. We have the San Luis Obispo shooting range is set to reopen this weekend. So the San Luis Obispo shooting range off Highway 1 between San Luis Obispo and Morro Bay will reopen Friday. And they've been closed for more than a year. The range will operate under a new nonprofit management, San Luis Obispo Firearms and Safety Training, after California Department of Fish and Wildlife rewarded the contract back in December. As if you remember, they were shut down for, well, I think a host of reasons, right. You know, negligence, potentially money issues and whatnot. So if you guys have your guns and your firearm, you protect that amendment. Yeah. Get on out there because they're opening. So
I know I love mine.
What do you got?
I got a couple ARs, a couple custom built ARs.
Did you build them?
No. My ex-girlfriend Julie, her dad, they're both COs, so they had a friend and he helped build them for me. Really sweet, kind of custom for me, for my hands. Mm-hmm. You know, made the receivers easier to work, and just put a couple custom triggers on it for me. A couple really nice triggers.
Dude, it's such a rush to fire those things, man.
Oh man, they're beautiful. I mean, when I show people them, they're like, "Oh, damn, that's beautiful."
It just looks wicked.
And you know what's great is that they're really beautiful. You know, I look at shotguns and rifles and handguns. I look at them; they're beautiful because it's craftsmanship to me. Mm-hmm. And I just look at them and think, man, that's a beautiful tool, because that's what it is. It's a tool.
Well, now they got. So obviously, state of California, there's a lot of regulations, and one of them is your assault rifles, right?
Right.
And there's a company that's getting sued now for the 3D printing.
Oh yeah.
Because people can actually, if you're a felon, right?
Yeah.
You obviously cannot own a firearm. You can't buy.
Can't do anything.
You can't even look at a gun, right? Where they're able to 3D print like the whole components of an AR, right?
Yeah.
All from the internet.
Yeah.
All from the internet.
Totally.
The technology that we live in is going to kill us, right? But all these technologies, and you can do that, but like some people that can't get, like say they can't get parts for these things, or they don't want to ship them, whatever it may be, they can actually 3D print these things and make these components needed for their guns. It's wild.
I hear they're working on a law where you can no longer receive parts through the mail for weapons. Not even just like not even a spring, or not even a barrel, or not even any.
It would probably be a good idea. I mean, there's a lot of wackos out there.
I think that, I think it's one of those things where I do think that doing background checks and all that's good. I mean, but now you can't even buy ammunition without having to do. You can get the ammunition at that time, but they send in, you basically write a piece of paper that says, this is how many rounds you got, this is the day that you got it, and they send that to the government. So it's constantly.
Well, you have to be registered with that particular firearm. So,
Right.
like, I couldn't go in and buy, what, I don't think, maybe my guns, but I've got, obviously, everybody's got guns that are registered, and, you have some that may or may not be, right?
Right. I have a
So the ones that
grandfathered
you
weapon.
may or may not be able to, you can't get ammo for.
Right.
In California, But, there's a lot of reasons for that, but, I mean, is it, I don't know.
It's
The
weird.
real ID, you
it's it's trippy because does every gun store, like, does Big Five have the ability to get into my file and say, like, oh, you own a 357?
That's
you
a
own
good question.
You own a 22
does
caliber?
Big Five sell ammo?
Because well, not Big Five, but say Bass Pro. Bass Pros.
I think Bass Pro would have, the full gamut of what, like, say, Roosters has. Like when you go in to buy a firearm, I mean, you basically have to have to carry a card, a registered card to
have that
own
card in my wallet
yeah,
right
me
now.
too.
Yeah.
but you have to have it updated. It
you
expires,
do.
right? And so I would imagine that something like, I mean, does Big Five sell guns still?
I don't believe they do.
I don't remember. I remember, going
Back
to
in the day,
Kmart,
like 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Big Five did sell weapons.
Huh.
Sold shotguns, and they even sold ARs.
Right, because I could
And then
just
they
go down there
stopped.
and get shotgun shells.
Yeah,
down
totally.
to Kmart, down to Beano's.
Yeah.
They're in town. But yeah, it's
no longer.
interesting. Yeah.
Crazy. I think after some of the shootings and stuff, they just wanted to step away from that.
Well, I really don't think the whole getting registered and not selling ammo to people that, I mean, I don't think any of that has any bearing on, the people with guns. People are going to get guns. They're going to get ammo, whether they're registered, whether they're not, that's just the way criminal activity works.
Yeah,
You
totally.
know. So Kelly, we're talking about the transplant, dude, and like I said, you were on here at that time as a guest with Sean. You had 2 episodes,
Right.
and you left me kind of in that, like, what happened next, because it was such a drawn out procedure to where you got the call, hey, we got your heart, let's get on, and you get halfway there and they say, oh, sorry, whatever.
3 different times.
I mean,
Yeah, 3 different times.
and we talk about the mental state. I mean,
Yeah.
you're like, oh yeah, my prayers have been answered, I'm getting my ass up there, and then all of a sudden they say, Kelly, sorry, it didn't work out, whatever it may
It
be.
happens. And a nurse said to me one time, it happened once at home, and then twice in the hospital, and then the 3rd time I finally got the transplant.
Oh yeah, you were on the table, prepped and ready.
Totally prepped and ready. They had if you ever have had surgery, they put this tent over you, and then you have a nurse that's talking to you over here, just kind of guiding you through it until you go to sleep. And so that nurse is talking to me, and then the anesthesiologist comes over and he says, "Hey Kelly, in a minute I'm gonna come over and I'm gonna administer your meds, and you and I are gonna count from 10 backwards, and we'll see you when we get back." And I was like, okay. He walks away, and then I hear footsteps come up, and then somebody opens up the tent, and I look up, and it's my doctor. I'm like, "Hey doc, what's up?" And he's like, "Hey Kelly, we're just not gonna do this today." And I'm like, "What?" And they had put these big, so you have these big stents that they put in. Now they had 2 stents in my neck and those stents supply oxygen to your lungs and to your brain. And then they have another 2 stents that supply the oxygen to your lower extremities and the rest of your torso to get the blood still kind of flowing a little bit, you know? And so he just comes up and says, hey, we're not doing this today. And I was like, what do you mean? He goes, yeah, they don't look good. They just look like bad pieces of meat. They look dry and they look brown. Oh. And he goes, we're just not doing it. He goes, I'm sorry. And he walked away. And that was it. Closed the curtain and walked away.
Were you already cut open?
No, I had the stents in me.
Okay.
I had the stents in me, and I had like two IVs in me, and I was all prepped and ready to go. You know, my chest was open, and it had it was all ready to go.
What was your mental state after he walked away?
I just started crying. You know, I started crying. But then, you know, something, you know, that whole time, I was in the hospital for 2.5 months before the transplant. And that whole time, I prayed. I got baptized in the hospital when I was there. All I could think of was, you know, this is so huge and such something that I may or may not make it through. And I want the Lord to know that I'm his, that I worship him and I believe in him and I have faith in him and I love him and that I'm his. So I made sure I got baptized. And they didn't want to baptize me at first. They were like, we don't do that for adults. I'm like, well, then I will leave the hospital. I'll go somewhere and I'll get baptized. Well, if you leave the hospital, then you forego the transplant. And I'm like, well, you can't deny me then. So they had someone come in and give me a baptize me. It was the most beautiful thing ever.
Wow,
it really was.
That's so wild.
Yeah. So when the first 2 times that they told me no, the second time I was bummed, and my nurse came in and she said, I know you're bummed, but it happens all the time. Don't worry, you're gonna get it. You wouldn't be here if you weren't. They're just making sure that it's the right thing. And the doctor said to me, you know why we're not giving it to you? Because the person that offered up these organs, we went through his file and found out that he was an intravenous drug user. And we don't have time, the time of having the organs, we didn't have time to test them for anything that could refer back to intravenous drug use. You know, AIDS or hepatitis or any of that.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, you think
so
they
said
check all this stuff beforehand.
Well, when you get an organ right away, and it's an immediate thing, it takes a few days to test that and to send it out. Well, they got the organs right now. They're ready to go. If
I guess it's
kind of
quick
whole
action.
It's a whole catch-22 time frame thing. Like and I said, well, how is it this way, but it is this way? And they said, it's just the way that it works. There isn't a set standard. There isn't a set way they do it. It could happen either way. So they said in certain ways we just got to jump on it, and other ways we have a little time frame, a little bit of space to work with.
And there's a little faith in there.
Yeah. So they said we just didn't feel comfortable.
Oh my gosh, Kelly, let's take a break real quick, right. And dude, we're gonna talk more about this. What's up, North County guys? Thanks for tuning in. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. Sitting here chatting here with Kelly, the Rebel Bear, Atwell. What'sUpNorthCounty.com, and get on our mailing list. We'll be right back. When it comes to comfort, trust the team that's been keeping the North County homes cozy since 1995. At Templeton Heating and Air Conditioning, they're your hometown pros right here in Templeton. From tune-ups to repairs, remodels to new construction, even duct replacements and attic ventilation, they got you covered. Call your neighbors at 805-434-3741. Templeton Heating and Air Conditioning. Local, trusted, dependable.
What's up, North County? This is Teresa Branch with Airflow Filter Service. We are a family-owned business right here in the North County. We have air filters, oils and lubricants, and hydraulic hoses. We provide services that include air filter cleaning, DPF cleaning, and waste oil collection. Come check us out at 1140 Ramada Drive, and we can help you with all your automotive and industrial vehicle needs.
I think you're just on the... Hey, welcome back to the Morning Brew, guys. We are sitting here on a Wednesday morning, And like and subscribe. Click the little ding bell, and you can go to our webpage, whatsupnorthcounty.com. Get on our mailing list. Check out our sponsors, and be a part of this wicked journey that we're on. We're chatting with Kelly, the Rebel Bear Atwell. Tune into a show, Backstage Pass. He's had a lot of cool
definitely.
guests.
We'll be coming back here in the next month or so, so please stay tuned in. Got some great artists coming up.
Yeah, speaking of the Backstage Pass and music, you got a music gig coming up this weekend, right?
I do. Whiskey Scars, my new country act, will be opening up for the great Steven Stiles at the Poorhouse. That will be Saturday night. We go on at 7 o'clock, and he should go on between 8 and 8:30. Should be a great show. It's our debut show, so we're super excited and we're super ready. It's going to be great. We got a lot of great, we're commercial country act that's doing all the, if you turn
just
on
covers or what?
K-Jug, yeah, just covers, but
Yeah.
we do all
What's
the
your
stuff.
favorite cover?
A country cover?
Yeah. Who do you sound? Who do you like? You're like, dude, I sound just like George Strait. Or
Ooh, see, I try to sound like all of them.
yeah.
I really push to, I'm kind of a purist that way. When I was doing the AC/DC tribute, I really wanted to sound, I didn't look like them, I didn't really act like them, but a lot of people said, dude, you sound just like it. So to me, that's the big thing. I like Brantley Gilbert. I like to kind of try to work.
Little rough, little rock and roll.
I really dig doing Jason Aldean. There's just a lot of them.
What's your favorite? Do you have a favorite song like you really can't wait to play that one?
A song called Beta Hook. Forgetting who it's by now. Totally having a brain fart on who it is. It's about a guy who his girlfriend breaks up with him, and she goes and gets hooked up with this rich fancy guy, and the chorus is, he can't even bait a hook. He's just,
that's
he can't even bait a hook.
That's oh my God, I can see he did a duet with Carrie Underwood.
Yeah, he's great. That's probably my favorite. That's my favorite song. I'll do Beta Hook this Saturday night. Will be my favorite song. But then we got some Dwight Yoakam. I love doing some Dwight Yoakam.
Dwight.
I love doing.
Dude, I could see you rocking the whole Dwight pointed boots, cowboy hat, tight jeans.
I'm trying to work towards that. I went this week to look for some jeans for it, but I couldn't find any. And
I'll go with you.
Yeah.
Dude, I'll be your stylist.
I'm gonna do the blazer thing though.
Yeah.
This Saturday night.
Dude, I saw your post. Your friend put that up at the Stanford thing, the one that I made on the AI with the cowboy hat where outlawish.
I gave them. So, okay, to let everybody know, my doctorate 10 years at Stanford, left Stanford to go work for this company called CareDX. So CareDX calls me and says, hey, we were wondering, well, he actually called me and said, hey, I was wondering, would you do me a favor and come to this national conference for CareDX? It's a company that I'm working for now. And I said, sure. So then CareDX called me and they said, hey, we spoke to Dr. Teuteberg and we want you to come to San Francisco and speak to over 200 people in this big conference room. And it's doctors and people in the business of transplant innovations. So they put me up in a hotel, rent me a car, take me to dinner. I meet them, and it's all about transplant innovations. And after the meeting, they even asked me. They said, "If you are willing, would you be willing to travel?" And I said, "Of course." And they said, "Well, after your transplant, once you're better and you're ready to go, we're going to discuss with you in March about joining our company and being a traveling advocate, where I'll travel around the country and talk to people about transplant." So, but I gave them a picture of me in my room at my house in a suit. They said, give us a picture. And I said, do you want a picture of me performing live? And they said, no, because with the lights behind you, it might be funky. So they said, just give us a picture. And so my friend Julie said, give them a picture of you, like, really nice. So I gave them a picture of me in a suit. Well, when I get to the conference, they have this big screen of the interviewer, my doctor, and me. And the picture of me is that picture. And I was like, where did you get that? And they said, we stole it off your Facebook.
Oh, my God, dude.
Yeah.
I thought that was wild.
Yeah,
man.
I thought it was funny. I was like, oh, and I asked Julie, I'm like, how did they get that? She goes, they had to have stolen it from your Facebook or wherever you posted it.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I thought it was cool.
It's very cool.
Right?
You know what? I gave that to Julie, who's my ex. I showed it to my ex Shannon, and I showed it to my ex Desiree, because I'm still friends with all of them. And I showed it to them, and they were like, oh. And I was like, is that a bad O, and is that a good O? And they're like, no, that is like a hot O. Like, you look really hot, like, as a cowboy.
There you
And
go.
I'm like,
See?
oh, I kind of thought I looked old and crusty, but, But yeah, they all liked it. They thought it was cool. They're like, you kind of have that kind of burly, manly look.
There you go.
You know?
Chopping wood.
Yeah, totally.
How was the conference? So you got up and spoke in front of all these people.
200 people.
Really? For how long did you have your
It was
talk?
a half an hour.
Really? Did they have a question and answer
Yeah.
type thing for
Yeah.
you as well?
So they said that after I was done, they said, we're really interested in you working with us. They said, you made people cry, you made people laugh, you made your doctor cry, you made your doctor laugh. They said, and they said that they'd never seen him, he's a transplant specialist. They said he's all business. He has over 16 write-ups in the Journal of Medicine. I mean, that's how badass he is.
Wow.
He's the top.
What's his name again?
Dr. Jeffrey Tudeberg, one of the top 10 transplant specialists in the nation.
And at the
So-
time, he was the doctor up in Stanford.
Yeah, and then now, like I said, now he left, and they do transplant innovation. So right now, they just finished a thing where, do you know anybody that's ever had a biopsy? They go in
Like
and take biopsy, heart biopsy, liver biopsy, spleen biopsy, whatever. So they go through your neck or they go through your groin like a little pair of tweezers and go through one of your veins and go to wherever in your body and snip a little piece of something off you and then bring it back and then they biopsy that. Well, that is going to be obsolete in the next year and a half, 2 years. All they're going to do is draw your blood and they get a biopsy from any organ in your body. So that's the kind of innovations they're working on. So he helped with that innovation of making biopsies now just a blood draw. So you can imagine, that company is $1 billion company. Like Julie and I Googled it. We're like, wonder what they're worth. Because they put us up in this sweet hotel. Just said, here, do whatever you want. Buy whatever you want. We'll take you to dinner, rent my car, rented my room, paid for everything. And we were like, if they're paying for everything, it's all just got to be a write-off for them. I wonder what they're worth. And
So
we Googled it.
you're now. So you got the heart, you got the liver.
Right.
Now you're doing kidney.
I just thank Stanford, thank everybody, thank God. I just was activated. So I could my phone could ring right now. It's not going to because I have 2 tests. I got a colonoscopy to do and then a skin check to do. And then once that happens, the skin check happens in April, they'll really click the button and I'll be where they'll start really searching. But they just took my first blood draw for what they call cross-matching, where they cross-match my blood for other donors or other people that,
So this one could actually happen much quicker than the heart
super.
because
Well, they don't want me. I've already been. This Mother's Day will be my 3-year anniversary for my transplant. God bless. And they don't want you on. If you have a heart transplant, they don't want you on dialysis for longer than 3 years. So I'm at my 3-year mark.
Mother's Day. in
Yeah,
May.
Mother's Day. So they're going to really push. Once I get those 2 tests done, they'll really push towards me getting the transplant. So it could be anytime.
So the heart, liver has all acclimated to your body.
Totally doing great.
And you're dialed in.
Yep, everything's
Now,
going working.
You know,
great.
I don't know if anybody's asked this question, but I mean, have you met the person, the family of the heart that you have?
No, I emailed him, wrote them a letter through email. What you do is Stanford sends you a little printed out thing, and then you go to the bottom and it has a little area for you to write them an email. You write them an email and you send that back to Stanford, and Stanford sends, so you never really have any, it's like, 3-person thing here.
Right,
So
you don't have
you-
the direct contact
Right.
to them.
And then, I leave them my email address, and if they choose, they can email me back.
And they haven't?
Never have it yet.
Did they respond or anything? Or
Nobody said any word to me about it.
Do you
But
know
I'm
any
kind of
history?
bummed. He died on a motorcycle. That's all I know. He was young. He was 30. So I got a 30-year-old heart and 30-year-old liver. So that's pretty cool.
Oh, from the same guy.
Yeah. Yeah, isn't that crazy? Same guy. Yeah, and
I
all
wonder,
done at one time.
Statistically, I wonder if that's a better combination.
I think it is, and I think it's better for the fact that there's probably less of a chance for rejection. You know,
Right,
because
'cause you're not taking
there's a
two
chance of
different pieces.
rejection. You know.
Still?
No. Well, there is, but they said after the 2-year mark, it's very rare. So they said if you keep eating right, keep taking your meds, don't start smoking, and you'll be fine.
Well, you almost look at that something like that. I mean, obviously, I know you, and I know your extracurricular activities, but I mean, you have to kind of comfort that, to where you're like, I've been given this chance, this
Totally.
second chance at life.
That's why I'm
I'm
making
not
the
going to
best.
jeopardize.
That's why I'm making the best of everything. Oh yeah, no, definitely no jeopardizing it. It's not like like I'm going to go down to Pine Street or Poorhouse and have a drink or anything like that.
Well, I mean, I'm sure you can have a drink, but I mean, you're not.
But I wouldn't.
Partaking like.
But I wouldn't
like really-
because drinking doesn't have a whole lot to do with the heart, unless you're drinking really hard. But my liver, that has everything to do with drinking. So I'm certainly not going to do that. My kidneys, I'm certainly not going to do that to my kidneys. And I would never abuse the honor and the whole sacred thing. So this guy needs a heart and a liver, and he isn't getting one. But I got a heart and liver, and I'm at the bar drinking. Really? That wouldn't be cool.
Right.
So to me, that's a sacred thing. It's a sacred thing that I'm blessed. And all the things that I'm doing, playing in 2 bands and doing the podcast and trying to get in with CareDX and trying to write my book and all these things that I'm doing, I could just be sitting home watching Maury Povich, could just be doing nothing. But instead, I'm trying to get to the gym, and I'm trying to go walk on the beach. I'm trying to walk on around the lake and trying to do the things that when I was really sick and I couldn't do those things, I was like, I wish I could go do that.
You prayed for this day.
Yeah, totally. And there's a lot of people that aren't going to get a transplant. I go to dialysis with people every day. Well, not every day, but 3 days a week. I go to dialysis with people that'll never receive a transplant, ever. And they'll be on dialysis forever till they die. So for me, it's like, and what's crazy is, since 1980, there's only been 71 people. No, wait. Since 1980, there's only been 81 people in the United States that have received 3 different organs in one person.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy?
So you are almost like a medical specimen of their research.
81 people in the United States have only received 3 organs in their lifetime. That's crazy.
So you're gonna be a good advocate for
Totally,
for
like
Stanford.
Everybody, my sister, my brother, Julie, anybody that I've talked to, has all said, "Dude, you're a prime candidate." Like, if they don't call you in March and go, "Dude, let's get you hooked in," they're like, they're stupid.
Now, will this be a paid gig, or was it?
Oh yeah,
more of a?
I would imagine. I mean, and even if it's not, as long as nothing comes out of my pocket, if they said we need to fly you to New York next week and you got to go we want you to go speak to some people. Where's my ticket? They're buying everything. They're paying for everything. What does it matter to me? It can only lead to better things. Only open more doors. You know what I mean? It's like I have plans for my show. Ideas for my show. Tell you about my show.
Your show?
I don't know if I want to give it up.
Like
It's
a TV show?
TV show.
Hit me.
So Life Flight.
Life.
So
Flight.
after I get my 3 organs, now please don't steal this. Come on. I'm recording it right now, so you can't steal it. 3 organ transplant recipient, Kelly Atwell. I narrate the show, and I go on with different flight crews and do different sorties. That's a fly somewhere. Different sorties to, this guy Randy Doty needs a heart transplant. So we fly to go get your organ, and then we fly to go bring you your organ. I video and interview the flight techs. I go through the whole thing with them, from going in and they sign the papers and receive the organ. I'm filming it all. We hop in the copter, fly off to where, get there. They, give the organ to the people. They sign off on it, score there. And then fast forward how many months to me going to see you in the hospital. Hey, now we got Randy Doty here. It's Randy Doty. Randy, how are you feeling, buddy? I feel like $1 million.
Have you already filmed some stuff?
No, but I want to. My friend Amy said, I'll help you pitch it to Discovery or any channel. She just got to write it all up.
Could be a show right here on What's Up North County.
Wouldn't that be cool, though?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Would you watch it?
Dude, of course, dude.
Because you could watch the whole. You could watch the whole transformation. You could even go as far as finding the recipient before the transplant, right? Find me before the transplant. You saw the picture of me bloated, right? Mm-hmm. Me just bloated, looking like I'm gonna die. So you go to that person, you interview them, and say, "Hey, man, I know you're hurting. I know you feel like you're gonna die, but we're gonna go find you that organ." And then we go out and we go get the organ and we find it, and then we do the whole process, and then we find you 2 months after your transplant when you're feeling better and you're rocking it. And I walk in and go, "Dude, what's up? You look great." What do you think? Is that a badass?
Absolutely.
If I could market that and I could get that going, but it could only work. To me, this is my mindset. It could only work if I do the narration, if I do the filming. Now, maybe I might have a film guy with me, so then that way I can interact without having to, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, you'd want to.
But
sure.
It couldn't be just, well, we have to have somebody else do the. No, because that guy's never had three organ transplants.
Yeah, you've got the live experience.
Right.
You know exactly what that person is bloated feeling.
Right. And we're a brotherhood, me and that person.
Right.
Whoever that person is that's receiving that transplant, we're brothers. We're transplant brothers. Isn't that cool?
That is absolutely insane.
Yeah, so that's my idea. I got the book rolling. I'm going to try to do chat GTP or GPT or whatever for the book. Because I've written like 3 different things of the book, and every time I reread it, I just go, it's just not doing something for me. So I'm thinking people I've talked to are like, dude, use the chat GTP.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Kelly, let's take a break.
All right. Hey, thank you so much.
Hey, we're chatting here with Kelly Atwell, the Rebel Bear, and we will be right back to the Morning Brew.
Hi, I'm Glenn McWilliams.
And I'm Annie. As 6th-generation farmers, we understand what it takes to keep a ranch, a farm, and a community growing strong.
And that's why we started Premier Ag, to bring quality feed, trusted Western wear, and real service to the Central Coast.
From hay delivery across the county to hands-on support for local youth and ag programs, we're proud to give back to the community that raised us.
And when we say from seed to stable, we mean it. We've walked the fields, we've fed the animals, and now we're here to serve families just like yours.
Come visit us at 1041 Paso Robles Street in Paso Robles and experience the difference of a store built by farmers for farmers.
From seed to store, where quality meets country.
Looking for a top quality concrete coating in SLO County? Hi, I'm Matt Gifford with MGP Coatings, your trusted local expert in durable, long-lasting concrete coatings backed by Pentec's limited lifetime warranty. Whether it's residential or commercial, we deliver expert craftsmanship, premium products, and unbeatable customer service. When we say we make concrete great again, we mean it. As a locally owned, community-driven company, we take pride in transforming garages, patios, pool decks, wineries, and even interior spaces into stunning, functional areas. Are you ready to upgrade your space? Give us a call at 805-952-5301. Check us out on Facebook and Instagram, or visit mattgiffordpainting.com. Join the MGP Coating family today.
Welcome back to the Morning Brew, guys. Thanks for tuning in to What's Up North County. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. Lacey, thanks for following us. We appreciate you. You guys head on over to our whatsupnorthcounty.com And check us out. Check out all of our different shows. We've got the Backstage Pass. We've got the Morning Brew. We've got all of our sponsors, and we got Kelly Atwell, which is our Backstage Pass host.
Yep, Rebel Bear with the Backstage Pass. Come on. Got some great artists coming up, so please stay tuned. When our illustrious producer gets back, he's going to get us going back on that. So,
what do you think about that, Kelly?
What's that?
Being the host of the Backstage Pass.
I love it. It's opens up a lot of things for me, and it puts me in a little more limelight for my bands and for my music projects. You know, I think that the two things are good for one another. I think that my country act, and now I don't know if you guys know, but I have the new act called Ever, which is a tribute to Eric McCornack.
Eric was a good dude.
God bless him. My best friend and my brother. Known each other since he was 15, I think. And it's a loss. He was iconic. He was, you know.
Oh, look at his services.
Yeah,
1,200
packed
people. The house.
Yeah. He was an iconic individual and one of those guys that had no problem speaking his mind and didn't care if you liked it or not. It's like, I mean, he cared to an extent where he didn't want to necessarily upset anyone or didn't want to berate or you know, hurt anyone, but he wasn't going to hold his tongue either. But he was one of those guys that on stage, he was iconic. He was one of those people that drew a crowd and that people wanted to see. And, you know, he even said to me, you know, when he started out, he's like, I know I'm not the greatest singer, but I just love doing it. But over the 18 or 20 years that he did it, he became an excellent singer. I mean, it's amazing how I had just said to him, like about a month before he passed away, I said, you know what, I don't know if it was the transplant and having a trach in my throat for so long, but I just can't hit the notes, the high range, like the AC/DC and all that stuff as well as I used to. I said, and you sing the AC/DC way better than I do now. It's like night and day. Like he just became such a great singer and a showman. He's always been I almost kind of considered him an entertainer more than a singer, you know. And me too. I'm way more of an entertainer than I am a singer. You know, I'm not a bad singer, but I'm a better entertainer. But he was that way, and so when he passed away, the dust kind of settled after the ceremony, and then his band came to me and said, hey, we have these books, we have these dates on the books, and we don't want to let them go. And the money from those shows, we're going to be giving a third of it to Christina, and we can't think of anybody better and anybody that he would want to do it. So would you front the band? And I said, I'll front the band, but we can't call it Soundhouse. It can't be Soundhouse. There's only one Soundhouse. Eric was Soundhouse.
Mm-hmm.
So our guitar player's wife came up. She messaged me. They messaged me a whole bunch. They were like, you know, you have the final say in what the name's going to be. And they just messaged me name after name, like, nope. And then after a while, they were like, dude, you gotta make up a name. We have shows coming up. And I said, I'm not making up a name until we were going to actually go as Rock of Ages. And I didn't like that either. I'm like, well, we're not Rock of Ages, and we're definitely not going to be Soundhouse. We might just go as Nobody. And then one day she sent me a thing that said Ever, EYVER, with a microphone in the middle of it with big wings. And I wish I would have sent it in. I would have showed it to you guys. And the second I saw it, I'm like, that's it. That is it. And it means forever. And that's what he is to me. That's what he is to everybody in the band. That's what he is to everybody that knew him. He's forever. He's never going to go away. He's never going to. Nobody's ever going to go, who?
So when are these shows, Kelly?
Well, we did the Barrel House.
Okay, that was last weekend over there in Bakersfield.
That was our debut, and then I think we have some shows coming up at the Barrel House here, at Cal Coast here. I'm not sure the dates, but we do play, opening up for the band The Jammies. We're going to open up March 28th, 1 month from Saturday, at the Poorhouse, and that is going to be a tribute to Eric McCornack the whole night. The Jammies are going to do a tribute to him. We're going to do a tribute to him. I'm going to play. Now, Ever has mixed in a bunch of my 80s hair metal songs with the Soundhouse stuff. Ultimately, we'll kind of move away from the Soundhouse stuff because we're not Soundhouse and we want to do something a little different. But for the show on the 28th at the Poorhouse, we're going to do all of Eric's songs. You know, none of the songs. So I got a lot of studying to do.
So is this going to be a continued band moving forward, or is this only a limited time?
Oh, no. Ever's forever.
So this is the Eric McCornack tribute
band.
Ever.
Yeah.
And these are the original guys that are in it, and then you in the place.
Yeah. They were like, we loved doing it with him. We loved playing in a band with him, and you were his brother. Like, I was probably, I know that there's.
You got some big shoes to fill, dude.
Totally, I do.
Big voice.
And a voice doing things that I can't do right now. Like, I can't do the stuff that he was doing, and it's crazy because I've always been the better singer over the years, and then after the transplant, it just kind of something happened with my voice where it doesn't do what I want it to do. But Eric just got so good over the years that he just superseded me. It's crazy.
Did you guys ever talk about doing like a band together? Where you guys were both on vocals?
No, because we always jammed together. Like there's numerous shows that we did where we would get up and do duets together and stuff, and it's crazy because we've been in bands together for so long, Black Ice and Devious, and been on stages so much together that we knew how to harmony vocalize with one another, and we love the same music and love the same songs. So getting on stages, there's a great picture of him and I on stage, and we're both singing together, but we're both singing and hitting a note, and it's weird because at the exact same time, we're both pointing like this at each other. And somebody snapped that picture. It's an awesome picture. Totally candid picture of him and I, like looking at each other going, yeah. Like proud of one another. Like, look at us. This is where we started off as kids. And here we're a bunch of old bastards still rocking.
So you have two bands. You have the one that you guys you just made up.
Ever.
Ever.
Whiskey Scars.
Whiskey Scars. Whiskey Scars is more of a cover country type.
Commercial country.
Commercial country.
Yeah.
And then Ever is going to be basically old school Eric McCornack, songs.
70s, 80s, Foreigner, Metallica, stuff like that.
Being that you're the front guy, because you're the lead singer, right? You're the main guy. I mean, you look back in the bands of the 80s, you look back and see Motley Crue and Twisted Sister and all, Kiss, Notorious, for the makeup and the, the stage presence. Are you going to ever get into that?
I never have. I think in the 90s when I had Devious, I dressed, kind of almost like a grunge look, kind of, with the, the 501 jeans and the T-shirt and the sneakers, and then the Pendleton or whatever wrapped around my waist, kind of type thing, with the long shaggy hair, and kind of looked almost like 90s grunge look. But to me, I've always been one of those guys, like, if you can't go out in your favorite sneakers, pair of jeans, and a T-shirt and pull it off, well, then eyeliner and the hairdo and the bullshit, it isn't going to do you any good. That's not going to work. Especially today. It's kind of clowny to me.
Is it?
I think if you're doing it as a gimmick, like I did the High Voltage, where I tried to dress up as much as I could with the leather pants and the, but I would never rock leather pants on stage right now. It's just silly.
I mean, yeah. But I mean, your music, your voice, that is your stage presence, right?
To me, I want people to come up to me and go, dude, you sounded awesome tonight. And for me, being through everything I've been through, my voice is like, there were times, I swear to the Lord, there were times I thought on Sunday that I was being channeled. There was a skylight above the ceiling, and I kept looking up at it because there were times I was hitting certain notes or doing certain runs where my voice was just banging. And I kept looking up at that skylight thinking to myself, is this Eric channeling through me right now? because I'm on fire. And it felt so good. It almost, I don't know if it was the system and maybe Eric and just everything, me feeling
Well,
it.
was this your first show after his passing?
No, not my first show, but my first official performance. Yeah. Yeah, my first official performance. Yeah.
Tell me about like the stage and the crowd and the, give me an example.
Well,
of
that place is huge. It will easily, standing room only, 400 people. So we probably had 40 people in the room, and then another 35 or so outside in this area where they could hear and see the music, but they were still outside. So, in a room that big, even if those people outside came in and filled up the room and were 80 people, it would still seem meager,
Have you ever had anybody throw bras on the stage and the typical rocker, crazy women throwing their shirts up there?
No, but on my birthday one night, I did have a girl come up to me and said, my sister, and this girl was a fan, would come to every show, and she said, my sister is absolutely enamored with you. And I was like, oh. And I said, she's here? And she said, yeah, she's kind of embarrassed to come up and say hi. And I said, oh, tell her to come up. And so she went and got her sister, and they came up to me, and they were talking. And then her sister said something to her in her ear, and then she leaned over and she goes, my sister wants to strip for you. And I said, really?
Whoa.
Yeah.
What did you say? What did you say?
So we go out behind Sweet Springs. There's a little like shed. So we went behind that shed, and we were standing there, and there's a house next to the shed. So there's Sweet Springs, the parking lot, a shed, and then the house. So we're in between the shed and the house, and this girl was kind of like, her sister was there with her to kind of be guard for her, but she was kind of like stripping. Now, she was going to go naked, but she was just kind of doing a little striptease dance. And up walks two sheriffs. And they knew who I was because they walked through the bar all the time and saw me always performing. And they said, what are you doing, Atwell? What's going on back here? And I said, it's my birthday tonight. And this girl just wanted to strip. And they're like, pack your stuff up, you're out of here. And they kicked us out.
Nice.
So that was like the most crazy thing.
That's funny.
Yeah.
That's funny.
But other than that, no, I've never had anything. And that was like the most crazy thing ever.
Very cool.
And probably wouldn't have ever happened if it was my birthday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, Kelly, let's take a break. And we're talking here with Kelly, the Rebel Bear Atwell. And we'll be right back to the Morning Brew.
My name is Jennifer Borhone-Wescombe.
And I'm Haley Wescombe from Borhone Auto Center. Borhone Auto Center is a family-owned and operated GMC dealership. We are your go-to dealership for quality vehicles. With a vast inventory and personalized service, we are here to make your purchase seamless.
Whether it's a luxurious Yukon or a rugged Sierra, we have the perfect ride for you. Come see us today to experience the Borhone family difference. We are located on the corner of Highway 46 East and Golden Hill Road in Paso Robles.
Atascadero isn't your standard getaway. We're unique, just like you. We're growing, transforming, and figuring it out as we go. We're a town filled with innovators, artists, makers, and game changers. We're a little bit country, a little bit funky, and always authentic. We're here for your good times, your slow times, and your changing times. We're all in Atascadero. Come see for yourself. Learn more at visitatascadero.com.
The Morning Brew, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. And then you can check us out. Check all of us out over there at the whatsupnorthcounty.com over on our webpage. And you can check out all of our sponsors. You can join the newsletter, and you can follow us and be a part of this journey. And we had Kelly, the Rebel Bear Atwell, on with us. Tell us again about what's happening this weekend.
So, this weekend is Whiskey Scars live with Steven Stiles at the Poorhouse. Whiskey Scars debuts our new country act, commercial country, all the stuff you can hear on the radio right now. We go on at 7 p.m. Steven Stiles will probably go around 8:30. Steven Stiles and I have a surprise for you at the end of his show, so stick around for that. And we got that coming up. And then we also have March 28th, we have the Eric McCornack show for the jammies wherever we'll show up, and we'll do a set there with the jammies, basically doing tribute to Eric McCornack. And don't forget, we also have the benefit that's coming up March 8th at the Poorhouse. It's the Eric McCornack All Jam, where we'll the first 4 hours will be a grip of all the local great bands that are out there. They're all going to come in and perform. We're going to have food. We're going to have auctions. We're going to have, you and I just ordered the t-shirts that are going to be sold there. There's also going to be some other Soundhouse t-shirts, some Eric McCornack Memorial t-shirts that will be there. They're going to have beer glasses that are etched. They're going to have wine glasses that are etched. So that is March 8th, I believe. We'll just say that starts at noon. I think it starts at 1.
Just get there when they open.
Yeah, get there when they open. We'll be setting up and getting everything ready. And we'll sell to you immediately. Got the shirts and stuff are on the table. Now, if you get there early, we're gonna have these laminates. First 50 people through the door are gonna be able to buy a laminate that will basically be all about the day, and you'll be able to take that home for, I think we're selling those for $5. And then all the bands that are out, and I'm still looking for a few artists and a few bands. So if you want to get in on it, it's for the benefit, it's $20 to get in, and then there's food and there's all the stuff for sale. And then for the bands, it's $20 a band member. Now, mind you, I'm trying to raise money for Christina to get through all this because she's got a lot of bills and a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah.
So that's all this is about for me, is just raising money. So it's $20 a band member, $10 to get in, and $10 for your laminate. The laminate gets you on stage. It'll be a little different than the other laminates. This one will be the logo on the front, and then in the back it'll say artist. And then that you'll have to have that on you when you get up on stage. Anybody that doesn't have one, I'm kicking you off stage. So yeah, but it's going to be a great day. A lot of great music, a lot of great bands. I'm hoping to get Big Will Cobra. I'm hoping to get Aaron and the Earthquakes. I've got Throttle. I've got the Dudes. I've got Nothing But Trouble who've been in here. I've got a bunch of Tim McLean might get up and do some stuff. So
awesome.
Yeah,
sounds like a good day.
So we got some good stuff going on. That's March 8th at the Poorhouse. Say 12 noon.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Right on, Kelly, man.
Thank you so much for having me.
That was fun, dude.
Appreciate
Absolutely, dude. I look forward to another show
Yeah.
with
I'll
you.
come in and we'll shoot the bull again.
Absolutely.
Yeah, talk about some current events.
Yes, sir. Thanks for coming in, man.
Yeah.
Well, there you have it, guys. Hey, thanks for tuning in. Once again, make sure you guys like and subscribe. Go check out the stuff at the Poorhouse coming up this weekend. You're going to have Steven Styles kicking it off there. You don't want to miss Steven Styles. And then, of course, you have Ever kicking off as well this weekend, right?
No,
this weekend is the
Whiskey Scars.
Whiskey Scars. This
March
is the
8th,
tribute band. March 8th.
March 8th will be the benefit.
At the Poorhouse.
And then the 28th with the jammies will be Ever.
There you go. Just follow the Poorhouse. Follow us on What's Up North County, and we'll look forward to the Rebel Bear being back here next week. But as always, guys, we can't do this without you and our sponsors. We'd like to thank Escalar Wine Travelers Hideaway, Visit Atascadero, 805 Customs, MGP Coating, 1776, Roofing Solutions, Premier Ag, Trailer Barns, Story Termite Pest Control, Borhone Auto Center, Kennedy Club Fitness, Airflow Filter Services, and Templeton Heating and Air. Thanks again, guys. We'll see you next time.
Yep, that's me. It didn't start this way. Most problems don't. They start with things you notice, but put off. You make a few small decisions. By the time everyone else notices, it's usually too late to call the right people. Experience matters. Call 1776 Roofing for gutters and filters done right.
When it comes to comfort, trust the team that's been keeping the North County homes cozy since 1995. At Templeton Heating and Air Conditioning, they're your hometown pros right here in Templeton. From tune-ups to repairs, remodels to new construction, even duct replacements and attic ventilation, they got you covered. Call your neighbors at 805-434-3741. Templeton Heating and Air Conditioning. Local, trusted, dependable.
Hi, I'm Glenn McWilliams.
And I'm Annie. As sixth-generation farmers, we understand what it takes to keep a ranch, a farm, and a community growing strong.
And that's why we started Premier Ag to bring quality feed, trusted Western wear, and real service to the Central Coast.
From hay delivery across the county to hands-on support for local youth and ag programs, we're proud to give back to the community that raised us.
And when we say from seed to stable, we mean it. We've walked the fields, we've fed the animals, and now we're here to serve families just like yours.
Come visit us at 1041 Paso Robles Street in Paso Robles and experience the difference of a store built by farmers for farmers.
From seed to store, where quality meets country.
Hi, this is Dave Story, small game hunter with Story Termite and Pest. We're a full-service termite and pest control company. From rodents to termites, we can take care of all your pest control needs. Call today, we can tailor a pest control program that will meet your needs and budget. Contact us at 805-460-0650 or at storytermite.com. Remember, we don't have customers, we have friends.
Looking for a top quality concrete coating in SLO County? Hi, I'm Matt Gifford with MGP Coatings, your trusted local expert in durable, long-lasting concrete coatings backed by Pentec's limited lifetime warranty. Whether it's residential or commercial, we deliver expert craftsmanship, premium products, and unbeatable customer service. When we say we make concrete great again, we mean it. As a locally owned, community-driven company, we take pride in transforming garages, patios, pool decks, wineries, and even interior spaces into stunning, functional areas. Are you ready to upgrade your space? Give us a call at 805-952-5301. Check us out on Facebook and Instagram, or visit mattgiffordpainting.com. Join the MGP Coating family today.
What's up, North County? This is Teresa Branch with Airflow Filter Service. We are a family-owned business right here in the North County. We have air filters, oils and lubricants, and hydraulic hoses. We provide services that include air filter cleaning, DPF cleaning, and waste oil collection. Come check us out at 1140 Ramada Drive, and we can help you with all your automotive and industrial vehicle needs.
Atascadero isn't your standard getaway. We're unique, just like you. We're growing, transforming, and figuring it out as we go. We're a town filled with innovators, artists, makers, and game changers. We're a little bit country, a little bit funky, and always authentic. We're here for your good times, your slow times, and your changing times. We're all in Atascadero. Come see for yourself. Learn more at visitatascadero.com.